What's more awkward than staying at a friend's house and waking up before them? Tell us what was your favorite story in the comments, and if you also have a story to share, leave it in the comments below. Let's get right into the video. Pooping in their toilet and then finding out it won't flush. Or just needing to poop at someone's place and their toilet is right next to the living room or wherever everyone is. And you think that you can make it a quiet one, but all of a sudden it's the windiest you've ever had. Having a little kid stare at you through the crack in a bathroom stall door who then cries after you say bruh. Never experienced this and I don't want to. That's creepy as fuck. Visit any school. Yeah, I'll just show up at a school and use the loo to watch kids looking through the cracks. That's creepier than the original comment here. Getting caught beating the meat while staying at a friend's house. Better than your mum catching you though. Woke up to my friend's parents both naked. Their mom was naked on the couch smoking a cigarette and playing Tetris. The dad came walking out of their bedroom naked and went to the kitchen and made himself breakfast. I just turned around and went back to the room and went to sleep. In 5th grade, Eric put my hand in a warm glass of water at a sleepover in the hopes of making me wet the bed. At some point in the night, the glass was upturned and spilled to soak my t-shirt from the stomach down. He claimed to the others that I'd pissed myself, but nothing smelled of piss. Everyone acted disgusted when I asked them to smell my shirt to prove him wrong. It was to be a bad year at school. Eric is currently doing 2 years for assault in the Southwest. Fuck you, Eric. You may have convinced everyone I had a weak bladder 23 years ago, but at least I didn't wreck my life over some little boss bat. Just admit it. You peed yourself. No need to make such convoluted lies. Eric, is that you? Their parents fighting. Their parents fucking. Or both. Having their little brothers and sisters wake you up and then realize 3 things. You are on your back, you have no blanket, and you have an erection. I've had a friend's younger sister get into bed with us. We were sharing a double bed and pee where I was sleeping. My friend didn't wake up and no one else noticed except my friend's brother, who was waking up for football practice. I had to get dressed at 5 AM and the brother let me sleep in his bed, lol. He did you a solid right there. She did him a liquid. Clogging a toilet in a public bathroom, at a friend's house, or at a parent's friend's house. I work at a pool. I did a locker room check and saw my 9th grade teacher naked. We locked eyes. He recognized me, then in full nude started a conversation with me. It lasted around 10 minutes. He was asserting his dominance. Wetting the bed at said friend's house. When you hold open a door for someone, completely misjudging the amount of time it'll take for them to get there. Yay, I do this, and people always say just let it go. I'm so stubborn though, that I just hold it. When it's 3 AM, not sleepy anymore, and there is no Wi-Fi. Then when you get sleepy, you have to get up. Staying at a friend's house and not knowing what to do with him. So you both just sit there in silence trying to meme something out, but you can't. And it gets more awkward and stupid. So you both just get on your computers, start watching YouTube videos. You kinda forget about each other, and it's just so stupid. Then after like an hour or 2 your friend decides to show you something. And then the awkward silence breaks and you finally do something. Thinking somebody rang the door to your apartment, and so you open the door but nobody is there, except some guy walking down the hallway, and he happens to be walking by your door and you make eye contact with him, then close your door. Your friend being yelled at by their parents and the parents trying to drag you into it. Friends' parents, I've absolutely had enough of your behavior, Taylor. This is just ridiculous. Look, Furphy Murphy, you're his best friend. What do you think of all this? Everyone looks at you. I don't know really. Desperately avoiding all eye contact. When my dad and stepmom first started dating, I got along really well with my stepsister. We wanted to have a sleepover after their first official date. The next morning we were eating ice cream and I finished, and then asked her if I could have another bowl. She threw a fit that I was eating all of her ice cream. Her mom told her I was a guest and that there was always more ice cream. Then my stepsister cried out, "Well, when is she leaving?" Yup, I'd say that was significantly more awkward. Having someone stay over at your house and waking up after them probably. Edit. What's worse than both is staying over at someone's house and sleeping in significantly later than them. Nothing I hate more than waking up and everyone else is busy doing other shit. And as soon as you enter the room they all stop and say, "Look who's finally up" / "Good morning sleeping beauty" or some variation. Being the first one to walk into a classroom with a teacher in it. Since it's your class, you can't just leave once you walk in. But you look like a lonely idiot with the teacher trying to make small talk with you until others come in. As a teacher, I just say hi to the student and sit there quietly, unless they talk to me. Awkward small talk is the worst. There's no way I'm going to force a student to suffer through that. Saying goodbye and then walking in the same direction. That's why you always let them start walking away first, then you go in a different direction, even if it's the wrong way for you. And then they're doing the same thing and you both awkwardly stand there waiting for the other to walk away first. Peeing your pants while someone is tickling you. I had bladder control issues as a kid. Seeing someone you don't know waving at you in a crowd, so you wave back then realize they weren't waving at you, but someone behind you. Replying "you too" when the waiter told you to enjoy your meal. Having a friend scream at their mum for 5 minutes about some small thing that slightly annoys them. This happened so much that I ended up getting used to it and just carrying on with whatever I was doing at the time. Saying hi to someone you're just acquainted with who is scrolling on their phone and they don't hear you. Now you're thinking, are they ignoring me? BC, they are doing something important on the phone. Did they not hear me at all for the same reason? Do I assert myself, risking that I may annoy them? It would look so much worse to not follow up at all in front of all these PPL who just saw and are secretly waiting to see how this awkward social situation will turn out. Reminds me of the time there was someone who looked like my mum at a store, so I called out, but she didn't respond. Repeated about 5 times, until I got close enough to realize it wasn't her. I've also walked off with the wrong person as a kid too. Accidentally shattering your friend's toilet. A few years back, some friends stayed over after a night of drinking. My friend's girlfriend went into the restroom. A couple minutes later a loud crashing sound comes from down the hall, and out she comes partially wet, asking, sobbing, and you could tell by the look on her face she'd never been more embarrassed, except the awkward moment when she asked for something to pick up what she had left in the toilet. True story. Guys, that is all for the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. Tell us what your favorite story was, and if you also have a story, leave it in the comments.